There's a measure on Capitol Hill aimed at cracking down on overdraft fees. One Ohio senator says banks use the fees to take advantage of vulnerable customers, but critics say the bill could hurt the people it's meant to help. Our Washington correspondent Jessica Smith reports.
Each year, Americans pay billions of dollars in overdraft fees. Consumers opt in for overdraft protection, agreeing to pay a fee of about $30 instead of having their card declined. Senator Sherrod Brown says some banks are using the fees to exploit consumers.
They really benefited from this tax bill, the executives for the banks and the banks themselves, but it's never enough, so they continue to ding consumers.
Brown's bill would ban overdraft fees on ATM and debit card transactions and limit fees on other transactions. It would force banks to process transactions in a way that minimizes fees, and it would make sure banks are more transparent about overdraft protection.
The small print so often is a gotcha aimed at consumers and padding bank profits.
David Williams with the Taxpayers Protection Alliance agrees banks need to be more transparent, but he says this bill will have unintended consequences.
We don't want Congress to overcorrect and provide us with an atmosphere where lower-income folks can't get accounts or the free checking goes away.
Critics argue the bill will hurt people living paycheck to paycheck who are often willing to pay an overdraft fee in order to cover urgent expenses.
Basically borrowing the money for $35 to pay their rent.
Williams says the bill won't hurt big banks. They'll figure out a way to make up for the lost fees, but community banks serving low-income or rural communities will suffer and potentially go out of business. In Washington, I'm Jessica Smith.